Hello, my YouTube friends. Thanks for joining in tonight. Oh, man, if you haven't hit that subscribe button right down there, go ahead and slam that baby and step up to the plate and slam that bell out the park and get you a grand slam tonight. We got a lot of great things going on with Audio Master Channel. Ah, tonight we're doing something really, really cool. And you know what? I wanted to show these two racehorse studs out tonight, man. We've got the Electro Voice RE-20 up, man, and then we got the Shure 57 microphone up, which is right here. And the microphones sound amazing. But I have the EQ and I have everything set the same over here. So I want to talk a little bit through the Electro Voice RE-20 right now. Let you guys know that this is a beautiful microphone that came out in the 60s. For those of you who don't know, it came out in 1968. And then we have the Shure 57, which came out in 1965. So, between these two microphones, they're both great sounding microphones. It's just how much you want to spend in your studio as to getting started with your broadcasting. But man, I am so excited you guys joined in tonight, man. We have a lot of great things going on. And as you know, or if you don't know, we have the Audio Master Facebook group, which you have to join, man. Because if you love anything to do with recording, mixing, and mastering, or even a musician, it's a great hub for you to guys to join in and hang out with us. So, what is this channel about? You might be asking, well, what is this channel about, Audio Master? This channel is about learning about audio recording. Oh man, what else? Audio recording, and also going over reviews and on new gear that's coming out, synthesizers is coming out, microphones is coming out, and all kind of cool stuff. I'm going to be doing unboxing on these different instruments, and also doing reviews on them as well. So like tonight I have the shootout between the 57 and the RE-20. These are two studs that's in every recording studio around the world, and they're used on countless of albums. I just can't even begin to tell you or fathom, most of you guys out there, how many records you're hearing these two microphones on, man. I mean, it's insane. The 57 is probably on every hit song that you've ever heard out there, man. And to know that it's only $100 microphone, that's insane to think that. And then here we have the RE-20, which I'm talking through now. It's insane to think that this thing is in every broadcast radio station around the world, man. And it's used on countless albums as well. And it'd be interesting to actually do the count as to be able to go in the studio and talk to the engineers who are behind the board, who use the RE-20 on all those great artists out there, man. What's going on, Sean? How are you doing, man? I hadn't seen you, man. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background? Okay, Sean, let me tell you about my background. I have been recording for some time now, probably about 30 years. And I started out on Nuendo. It's a DAW that I started out on 2.0. And now I don't know what they're up to now, man, but I want to say when I stopped using that DAW, I was at 6.5. And I wanted to learn a new DAW because I've been working with Nuendo all this time, ever since the digital world came out. And I was like, okay, man, I want to learn something new. So now I'm working with PreSonus One, Studio One Pro, and I love it, man. I love it. And here's the thing I love about this DAW here, Sean, is you don't have to keep upgrading and upgrading. Man, I can't tell you how much money I spent on Nuendo upgrading between the plugins and everything else that wasn't compatible through the years. So I'm a musician. I actually started out playing music a long, long time ago. And I love playing guitar, and it wasn't until this COVID thing happened that I said, you know what? While we got all this time to ourselves, I want to learn how to play the piano, man. So I've been hitting it and just kind of just been bouncing around trying to learn my chords and whatnot right now. That's what I was used to. Oh wow, you used it too. Okay, when did you start out on the new Endo? Where were they at when you started with new Endo? Because I don't even know where they're at now, man. Because and I like the new Endo. But here's the thing: as they kept upgrading it, it seemed like it was more derived or built around for movie production. And the last one that I last one that I was using, man, you had to go through two different mixers with inside the doll itself, and I was using Apollo. I had bought the Apollo piece, and I had to go through two different mixers to get it. Just it was real confusing, and it was just too much. No, you. So you like studio? Do you like Studio One? I love it, man. I love it. It's easy to navigate around. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. How long you've been playing with it, but it seems real easy. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Sean, is I just ordered that chord piece, that synth. I forget which one it is. It's a DX something or whatever. It has all those 70 sounds on it. Anyway, I got online today and I ordered that puppy and I want to do some MIDI stuff with it, man, into my Studio One since 2012. Oh, wow. You can probably rock and roll on it, man. You can probably navigate her on that baby really well since you've been using it for that long. It wasn't until this year that I ordered mine, man, and I really really like it. It seems to be really easy. The last project I did, Sean, in 2018, I'd copyrighted a bunch of music, and a friend of mine came down from Houston, and you know what he was using? He was using Reaper. He was using Reaper, and I was like, "Well, man, I'm not familiar with Reaper," but he was. He had actually did a project on it before, and his stuff is really, really good, by the way. And he is a virtuoso musician, pianist, classical musician. But anyway, he came down with his Reaper, and I said, "Well, man, let's put some Wave plugins in there," and we were able to do some really, really cool stuff with my plugins that I was familiar with in his Reaper, and it was really cool, man. So I don't know. I'm liking the PreSonus, man. I just haven't spent a whole bunch of time on it, and I've just been on YouTube now, just getting people to join, and we've got musicians and producers and everybody who's if you by the way, if you haven't joined Sean the my Facebook group, I don't know if you do Facebook, but it's a really cool place for you to join because we have engineers and everybody at different levels, man. Whether you're a novice musician or engineer or producer or whatever, we've got different levels coming in, and it's cool because everybody's going there, man, and putting their songs, and everybody can kind of come together and create friends and all that cool stuff. It's cool, man. And so if you have a Facebook, go to the group section and click on that, and in that group section there's a little you know how to do it, but you just type in Audio Master. Now look, man, if it doesn't pull you in, it'll send me a notification as to you're trying to subscribe, and I'll pull you in, man. Yeah, man, come on in. I want to have you, man, and show me what you can do, Sean, is when you come in to the group, you can post your studio in there, your pictures, or some of your studio that your gear that you're using, and I'll comment, man. I'll come in and comment, but we have other people in the group, and it's just a good place to be, man, because of the fact everybody that's there are good people, and they all encourage one another, man. We all encourage one another, and you just never know who you're going to meet, man. And so that's what is really cool about Sean. But tonight, man, what I was wanting to do, man, and maybe you can help me out, Sean, since you're on right now. But I have the RE-20 that I'm talking through right now, and I've got it going through the same preamp with pretty much the same settings. The EQ's flat, everything's flat. But as you know, this is more of a high end gear broadcasting microphone. A lot of I don't know. It's just more. It's been around forever and ever and ever, and every radio station around the world. You probably know. you've seen everybody use this mic, but it's a great mic in the studio too. But I've got it up against the Shure 57, which is $100 microphone that that's on every been in every studio around the world and on every stage, live music stuff around the world. It's great for miking snares or guitar cabs and all the other cool stuff. You probably know all this, but there's a lot of people out there that don't. But anyway, I got these two races horses up against one another tonight. And you let me I'm fixing to turn around. So I'm talking to the RE-20 right now. And I'm fixing to turn around and let you hear the 57. And you tell me if you can hear a difference. I don't know if you've got some good cans on or if you're just listening through your computer, but you can really hear the difference when you got a good set of, stereo headphones you can listen to rather than those little bitty old mono speakers in your computer. So I'm gonna jack this baby around, man, and you tell me what you think, Sean. Okay, so this is the RE-20. I'm approximately about 2 inches away from the capsule, or maybe three. I don't know how far the capsule actually starts back in this mic, but anyway, I'm about right here, as you can see, a little bit off axis. And let's turn this puppy around. Okay, so now I'm talking to the 57, and pretty much straight in. Let's see if I can get it a little bit off axis, like the RE-20. And so I'm talking to the 57 right now, man. I don't know, I can hear a little bit of difference, but I was really wanting this, for you guys to see what you think, man. I mean, can you hear a difference, Sean? Excuse me, it's kind of hard to tell, man. And if I get up close to the mic, watch this. The proximity effect on this mic really works good. Watch this, check it out. So I'm probably about 4 or 5 inches away from the capsule. To watch, listen. Now I'm kind of right up in the microphone. So I'm actually, it should sound a little deeper, a little, more bassier because I'm closer to the capsule. The only thing that I had to do, I did get a popper stopper and put on this, and I actually even added a little bit more foam on the inside of this to even thicken it up because you know how 57 is, man. 57, you can really hear those plosives in the microphone. And so it's not like a 58. 58 has a little more cushion in there to stop the plosives and everything. But man, $100 microphone, it don't sound bad, does it? I mean, dadgum, $99, you can get the mic. Now I paid $22 for the shock mount, okay? And then I paid $12 for the windscreen, the popper stopper. So I mean, for $130 or $140 at most, shipped to my door, and that's not a bad deal, man. Compared to, this is the RE-20 is a $400 mic, 400 plus microphone, and so I don't know, Sean. You tell me what you think, man. Can you hear the difference? Okay, I'm RE-20 right now. And now I'm kind of really, really close, kind of really hearing that, proximity effect take effect. Now I'm at the 57 again, kind of really close up to it as well. Same pretty much settings. Now I didn't dial it in as far as getting an exact amount of gain, but I'm actually looking at some meters on my computer that I'm judging it by. So I got it, pretty close, man. I mean, pretty close. And I was going to let you guys be the judge of this tonight, man, and see for yourself, because here's the thing, Sean, there's a lot of people that's just starting out. You've been in the game a long time, I can tell, but there's a lot of people that's just starting out that don't know, what kind of equipment to get, what kind of dolls to get. And I had a guy that typed in the other day, Sean, his name's Teddy Riley, and he don't know what kind of doll to start out with. And I was going to do a show on that, as to a few different dolls that he might want to try out. Some free ones, we did Reaper, and that was free. And man, we did some cool stuff on that, man. So, I'm going to be talking about Reaper. I'm going to be talking about Presonus, of course, Cubase and Logic. My son likes Logic, dude. He really likes Logic. In fact, he tried to turn me on to that, and I was that far from getting it before I went with Presonus. Studio One, and and here's the kicker, man. This is what held me back from getting a shot. Now I have a Macintosh here that I'm actually doing this video on, and I have new Windows 6.5 installed in this laptop here. But here's the thing, man. I wanted to get away from my Mac, man, because I just really like and I like working with PC. It's just easier for me to navigate around just simply because I started out on a PC. And Logic isn't compatible with PC. You can only use Logic in your Mac. So anyway, if it wasn't for that, I probably would have went with the Logic because my son was just like, come on, Dad, you gotta get it, you gotta get it, you gotta get it." And then I was like, "No, man. Did you say you're at the same distance or closer with the 57? I did more of the proximity effect at first, but honestly, not a huge. I know, right, man? I know it, man. Isn't that insane that I wanted you guys to listen, man, because here you have no, they're both studs, okay? You know that, man. They're both great mics. And I'm not trying to knock either one, but here you have a $450 microphone without the shock mount. I think you were just a bit closer and maybe talking a little louder with the first few words when you changed. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again, man. Okay. I'm just going to talk normal. Now I'm at a distance. Okay. And I'm talking to the 57. That's funny. There's a famous producer musician. Hang on. Let me get this out of the way. Named Teddy Riley. Oh, yeah. That's right. There is, man. Okay. No, this is a different guy. This is this is a different Teddy Riley for sure. Because this guy don't know. He's just starting out. Okay, I didn't even think about that. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna talk to the 57 at a normal level. Okay, and you give me your honest opinion because you're on the other end. I'm talking, and you know how it is. It's different when you're tracking. You're hearing one thing, and it didn't tell you listen back. Then you can hear everything the way it is, right? So I'm gonna talk normal and the 57. Okay, now I'm at the 57. I'm pretty close. Okay, and I'll try to talk off axis a little bit so those plosives don't get in the mic. But I am pretty close. I'm probably within an inch. Teddy Riley uses Studio One. You know what? I wouldn't doubt it, man. He produces some great stuff, doesn't he? Don't he do like more? He does more like not R&B, but more oh, I don't know, hip hop stuff. Hip hop, I guess that's the word, hip hop stuff. Okay, so I'm pretty close to the 57, and now watch. I'm gonna jump over to the RE-20. Okay, now I'm at the RE-20, and I'm talking about the same distance away from the capsule. I'm assuming because I don't know how far the the capsule actually goes back in this mic or where it starts and where it ends because there's some pop filter material in front of it, right? So now I'm here, and now I'm here. Now I'm here, and now I'm at the 57 again. You know what, dude? I'm gonna let you hit this one out of the park, Sean, because for me, man, it's yeah. Is it that much to justify $300 or more microphone? I don't know, man. Well, here's the thing, man. I'm a microphone lover. I didn't mention that to you earlier, Sean. My whole gig is get the right microphone for the right application. And if you buy a good microphone, your Sennheisers and the 421s and the 57s and your 58s and all the good stuff, and you kind of meet your EQ at the beginning of your stages and your tracking, there's less to have to do later on, man. You know that. And it's better if you can nip it in the bud before it even gets to your dog. So I'm a microphone lover, man, and to be honest with you, I don't know if you know, man, but I've had the difference is minimal. I know, right? I know it's freaking crazy. It's so close, man. Oh my gosh. I know. I know. But here's the thing, Sean. So what I was saying was I was really into collecting microphones. So I had At one time, dude, I had everything from all your Electro Voice dated from the 60s all the way up to the 70s. And I had all your Turner microphones. I had a ton of Turners and your Shures. So the vintage 55s and all that stuff, dude. I had that. And you know what? I'm posting different pictures of my old mics on my Facebook group channel. So join, man, and hang out with us, and you'll see some of my old cool microphones. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's really kind of a hard thing to justify that extra, $300, especially if you're just starting out. You're just starting out, and you okay. So you're just starting out, and you don't know what kind of doll to get. I'm gonna tell Teddy, I'm thinking, well, if you don't know what kind of doll to get, just go ahead and get you one that, maybe free. Just, you're just starting out. You don't know, if you're really into it or not. Start out with a free doll and start out with a $99 microphone, man. And here's the thing. If he doesn't want to use this for his podcast later on, Sean, he can always use it to do tracking stuff, or put it on a guitar amp, cram it in a, guitar cone or something, and mic his amplifier using the 57. So he can't go wrong if he buys the 57. And here's the thing, man, it's only $100, right? And he can keep it in his studio. Look, I used to have some 57s and 58s, and we would do some gigs and whatnot, and travel around. And the drummer, I don't know how the 58 fell out of the bag, but it fell out of the gig bag into a pile of mud and water. Well, dude, that microphone still worked. We plugged it up and we used it that night, wiped the mud off. So those 57s and Shure 58s and all that, dude, Sean, they're just built like freaking tanks, man, and they last a lifetime. And if you take care of them, I take care of all my mics. So when I'm done, I always wipe them down and I put them back up in the mic locker. But here's what I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be doing tomorrow night. I'm gonna be doing a shootout between this one, Sean, and probably the 57 again. So we're talking about a 1955 mic. This is the newer one. This isn't the vintage one. Okay, so this is the new one that came out, the SH55. But I used to have the old vintage one, man, and I let it go on eBay, and I want to kill myself for doing that, dude, because it was excellent. And I had singers come in and actually choose the vintage 55 microphone over some $2,000 $3,500 Neumann U87. Okay, and we had the Flea 47 in there. I had the U87 in there, the one with the purple badge on it, the old one that came out the assembly line in 1978. So I had that one in there, and we did a run through, and we did I had an Aventone in there, and we tried all these different microphones out, Sean. And the singer goes, "What's that mic up there? Does that work?" And I said, "Yeah, all my mics work." And he says, "I want to try that one." I was like, "Okay, man." So we put it up there on him. Dude, he loved this microphone over all those, high end condenser mics. And we both were listening to the tracks, and it just popped through the mix, and it was just perfect for his voice. And he was like, "Man, he didn't even want to leave my studio. He wanted to take this microphone with him home." But tomorrow night, I'm going to do this mic with the 57, and you guys tell me what you think. I love doing microphone shootouts, man, because here's the thing, man. You got a good microphone, you can always use it on something, right? You know that, and you can never, be short, never have not enough, right? So this is a 57 and this is RE-20. It's really kind of hard to tell, right? Uh, in my cans being right here, it sounds like there's a little more low end, just slightly on the RE-20. Um, but man, there's just it's too close to really say, you know what I mean? And so for the money, uh, I just definitely think the Shure 57 is probably the way to go. But I was gonna let you guys judge for yourself, and put in your 2 cents on what you thought, man. Because there's just very little difference that I can hear in my headphones right now. But I also wanted to show you this one right here, Sean. This one right here. You seen this mic right here? I know you have. This is a great microphone too for broadcast. And I want to tell you something about this mic, Sean. Look at this. I want to show you something, man. You probably know all about this mic, but I'm gonna show you guys. That windscreen comes off. Check it out. You see that? See the guts of that baby? Okay, you can actually see the capsule inside there. You see that right there? That little black thing. That's where it starts. Okay, but what a lot of people are doing with this mic right here, man, is they're getting in the studio. As you know, a lot of times people sing sharp or they'll sing a little flat with their headphones on when they're doing the tracking. And if they're in another room or a vocal booth, sometimes the artist kind of feels a little disconnected from the mix. Even if you give them a good mix, they're going to feel a little disconnected. That's why you see a lot of them, they'll pull one can over the ear like that. Yeah, I know you love this. Okay, so you love this mic. I know you do, man. It's a beautiful microphone, man. So, um, a lot of the artists will pull one headphone over the ear, so they get a combination of what they hear in the room of them singing, and then a combination through the other ear can of the mix. And to me that's even worse for me. So what I like to do, Sean, is I like to take a mic like this that rejects a lot of noise from the back of the mic and the polar patterns in front. You know all about that. But anyway, take a mic like this, man, and get the monitors kicking here in the room. And then, not too loud, and a little bit of bleed is all right. But if I can, avoid that, I try it. And man, I sing so much better. And here's the things a lot of other artists do too, Sean. They'll get in there and they just sound so much, they're more confident when they can hear the mix in the room. It's almost like they're singing in the bathroom or something. They feel like they can hear the music and they can whistle and sing along. And going back and looking at it whenever we put a auto tune on there, I don't like to use a whole bunch, but I do like to use auto tune on the vocals just to kind of tighten it up a little bit, and you can hear you don't got to go crazy with it to tighten it up. But you can see if they're singing a little bit sharp or a little bit flat. And I'll tell you what, man, you can get them to do a track with their headphones on. Okay, and save that track, and then get them to do a track without their headphones on in the room, and then go back and look at it, look at the auto tune, and see how much closer they're singing without their headphones on. It's crazy, man. So if I can get away with the artist feeling comfortable in the studio and singing through this mic, you know, now if you have a good vocalist, Sean, like somebody who's has a real purity to their voice and not a lot of overtones. I have a lot of overtones, so I can get by with a lot of stuff like Tom Petty, Johnny Cash, and those guys. I have a lot of overtones in my voice, and so I can get away with a lot of stuff. But if you have a purist singer, you might want to put them on like a nice condenser mic, or something like that. But otherwise, this one works really good for me, man. I love this mic. Um, so I don't know if you know, I do, Sean, have a nice, and they stopped making it, man. They stopped making this mic. They started making another mic, but the mic that I have is a Telefunken AK-47. And this right here. I don't know why I don't have it in the picture tonight. If you can see it, I'll just go ahead and take it off the stand. Let you check it out, man. But this mic, dude, I want to tell you something about this mic, Sean. Uh, it was this one. Now they have a copperhead out, but let's see if I can pull it out of here. Oh, the shock mount. Let you check it out, man. This mic, dude, I'm telling you, if you got someone who sings pop music or whatever, dude, or if you can get your hands on one of these little babies, ah, it is a beauty, man. And it's nice and heavy. It's got some meat to it, okay? It's got some meat to it. And but I tell you what, I was contemplating on this one of the copperhead, and whenever I was buying it, and I was like, okay, man, my gut feeling, I really want to go with that 47. And so anyway, this mic was derived around the tube that they used in here. Well, here's the kicker, man. I think they came out with this in 2012. And then when I went to go look for it again online, they didn't have this mic anymore, and they changed a few things. They said they stopped making this microphone because the supply of the tube was very limited. And I was thinking, oh man, isn't that great? So, but here's the thing, man. This mic just smokes on vocals, man. Just really sounds good. I haven't tried the Slate mic, but I hear a lot about it that it emulates all these great microphones that's out there. I have you tried it? Or are you asking me if I've tried it, or have you tried the Slate? I haven't tried that Slate, man, but the ML1. Okay. No, I haven't, but I've heard great things about that. You put a little money into that Telefunken. I'm sure I did. It was the Telefunken was 18 plus, and so I want to say it was either around right at 1900 or whatever. Uh, so yeah, I did drop some dough on that baby, but you know what? I don't have any regrets, and if I did anything different, I might want to try some that slate because oh, what's that lady's name? She's a big time producer, engineer, man. She bought out all those vintage microphones from that older man that was dying. He had every microphone under the sun from east to west, all your Neumanns that dated back, every microphone. Anyway, he was passing away or whatever, and she met the man and bought his whole collection, and then she did an album with the guy who played the drummer who played on oh, what was that, with Nirvana? Is that right? Anyway, she recorded a new album of his, and she was using all those daggum vintage microphones, every one of them under the sun. She had must have had 50 or 60 mics on his drum kit. Man, it was insane. In fact, there's a YouTube. You can YouTube it. What's her name, man? Sylvia. Sylvia. What's her last name? Oh man, I'm trying to think. I got that brain clot. But anyway, Sylvia Macy, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, you bought one and haven't had a lot of opportunity to experiment with it. I wonder if it's the same one that she was using one, okay, and she was using it as an overhead over the center of the drum kit, man. And so and she normally uses a stereo AKG. Yeah, Sylvia Macy. Man. Thank you, man. My brain was, every now and then you get that brain fart, man, and you just can't think. It's like, oh, and I do that with names a lot. I don't know what it is. I do that with. I'm real bad about that these days. I don't know why, man. But anyway, that's her. She's a bad. She's bad to the bone, right? But anyway, she's using that slate microphone over his kit as an overhead. I want to say right over his head. She's got it placed over his head. Now I don't know what microphone she's actually using it to emulate, but yeah. And don't they have or she might have been. I want to say she had one over his head, then she had two, a right and left, in an XY position, creating a stereo effect with that mic, man. So if you get a chance to use that mic, shout at me, man. Let me know what you think, man. I'm sure it's bad to the bone if she's using it, man. Did is that something that you did a little research and was checking out before you? I'm sure before you bought it, you did a little research on it. But they've had one out for a while, man. And I'm not sure if it's that one right there that you have. Maybe it's from another company. I'm not sure, man. It just seems like 10 years ago there was one out that was supposed to emulate a bunch of other different mics. I'm not sure if it's Slate or if it's a different one. But here's the thing, man. You can't go wrong with microphones, man. And they all have their little bumps and jumps and ticks and clicks about them that makes them all special. And this is what I say to everybody, Sean. You don't have all of them are great microphones, It's just really finding the right one for the application, and none of them's bad unless you just have one that doesn't work. Because you can find even cheap microphones that just sound amazing on something that you never would have thought of using. I have an EV642. You can't see it, kind of. Let's see, where's my flashlight's over there. But anyway, it's in the top of the corner of the studio right here, Sean. And I want to say they came out with that mic in the '60s as well. And it's a shotgun microphone. It's a 642 EV642 shotgun microphone. And I ordered that baby. I actually had three of them at one time. Now I'm down to two, and I love these microphones, and I'll tell you why. They were used on all the, sitcom shows, back in the day, Hee Haw Show and all that stuff in the 60s, even the early 70s, they used that 642. And it was on sale. Okay, wow, wow. Oh, what did you hear good things about, the Slate or the 642? What mic are we talking about now? The 642 Electro Voice, or you still talking about the Slate? But anyway, the 642 Electro Voice mic that I had, Sean, when I first got it in, man, I put it in the room and I pointed it right at around the 12th fret of my Taylor guitar. I have a Taylor acoustic guitar that I like playing, my acoustic stuff through. I'd say it's in the middle of the road. It's a nice sounding guitar though, man. It sounds really good. And oh my gosh, dude, you wouldn't believe how the realism that I got from that 642 was insane. And I was just singing out in the open and playing my guitar. And so it was picking up the room, it was picking up me, it was picking up the guitar, it was just picking up, capturing everything. And I just couldn't believe one mic, that 642, just so anyway, I ended up getting another one and I ended up finding another one. But anyway, I love microphones, man. I really, really do. And I'm going to be doing a lot of different shootouts on here, man. And so a lot of reviews. I'm going to do a review on that Korg synth when I get it. And I am going to use that baby. I hear it has a lot of analog, really cool sounds from the '70s, back, when they did all those Pink Floyd albums, and a lot of presets that sound just like Welcome to the Machine, all those tunes that, Pink Floyd did. Really kind of far out stuff, you know what I mean? But I want to do a project, man, where I'm kind of incorporating a lot of those old synths into it, and going in MIDI and doing some more MIDI stuff. And the Slate. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, yeah, man, I've heard a lot of good things about that mic too, man. And if Sylvia, if she's using it in her studio, and she's, you know, if she's using it, man, I mean, I can't imagine it not being a great microphone. Um, here's the thing, man. There's really a lot of good ones. And here's the other thing I was going to say, Sean. There's so many mics out there now that they're cloning. There's so many clones of the U47. It's insane, man. All these different, Flea makes one. All tons of people are making the 47 now. They've got a Telefunken out there, the Telefunken U47, and that'll cost you 10 grand, man. So, but they're making these clones anywhere from good ones, 3,500 and down. I want to say Warm Audio. Warm Audio has a 47 out now, a U47. Mm, I don't know. I do have some Warm Audio gear, Sean. I'll tell you two pieces that I really, really like. The other two, I'm still contemplating on how long they're going to last. But I have the 1073 mic pre. Oh wow! Oh my gosh! Really? Oh wow! Three of them for 1,500 on Reverb. Wow! Are they in good condition? Do they work? Because here's the thing, man. If the guy can guarantee that they work, 1,500 is not a bad gig for three of them. Or if he just sell you two, you only need two. You know that. Do some good stereo stuff over a drum kit. Uh, I don't know, man. If he can guarantee two of them that sound good, that might be something you want to jump on if you got the dough to do it. Because I'll tell you something, man. I love mine. And does he have the shock mounts with those, or is that just the microphone in the case? Because I'm gonna tell you, finding the shock mounts is a booger finding them. But that 990 MXL shock mount will fit that microphone, and you can use it. In fact, I'm using one on mine, but all I had to do was just buy some thicker bungee cord for the shock mount, and I made mine using heat shrink. And so I cut it, pieced it together, sewed it, and then put the heat shrink over it and put a heat gun on it. And so I made my own shock bands with thicker material for this RE-20 because I made this shock mount as well. I created it. And then also for the Electro Voice 642, I did the same for it. So the 990 MXL shock mount will fit that. So if he doesn't have the original ones, I was going to say they're hard to freaking find. And if you do find one, the people are wanting more for the daggum shock mount than they are for the microphone. And a single, that's a good price. 300's a good price because I was buying them at 300, 350, 370, 475. I think I paid for one of them. It's been so long since I bought them, but that's a good price to see it. See if you can get close up pictures on that mic and see if he can guarantee that they work and sound good. And here's the thing: some of them have the new XLR connector on the back, and some of them have the old military style cable that plugs into it. So that you need to ask him too what style of cable plugs into it, and if it's a military style cable that plugs in it, uh, make sure that he's got that. So, you don't want to have to try to look for one. To find one. You can find them, but if he's got the cable that goes with it, that's better. At least at the end adapter, and you can always put the right cable in there and solder everything. It's easy to do, man. But I'll tell you what, man, $300. That's a good deal, man. That's really a good deal, man. Especially if it's clean looking. I've got one of them in there in the other room that's in the case, and then I've got the other one up here above me. Maybe I'll pull it down tonight after the show, and if you come back on tomorrow night, I'm gonna be doing the show between same time. So if you come back on tomorrow night, man, I'll show you the one I got. It's clean, man. The one that I have. In fact, I need to do another. Now I got videos back where I'm demonstrating my 642 that I've recorded way back, but I need to do a new one up against maybe the RE-20 or I don't know. That microphone's just sounds so good, man. It's just hard for me to be honest about it and let you guys decide on which one's best because I know what I like. And I love that 642. That's why I jumped on three and got when I got one. Then it took me a while to find another one. I found two, and I was just so into it. I was like, man, I gotta get another one, man. You know how it is. So I ended up getting three, and then I was like, oh man, I really don't need three. I'll just let one go, and someone else can enjoy the prize. And as long as I keep my two where I can do stereo recording, I'll be happy. Looks like just the mics. Okay, that's okay. That's still a good price, man. Here's the thing: if they're let's see, this is a single one. Looks like a standard XLR. Well, see, here's the thing: you need to ask him because the looks are very very close. I mean, it looks almost just the same as XLR, but when you go to put your XLR connect, your female in there, it doesn't fit. The hole is slightly different, just slightly different. It won't go in, man. So ask him if it's standard XLR connector on the back of that baby, and it's not the military gray because the military gray one came out before the XLR one. So one's going to be a little older than the other. I've got both. The ones that I have, I've got the older one with the military and the XLR one, and they both sound amazing, man. Matt said it looks very clean. The single one looks well used. Huh. Well used. You mean kind of boogered up and the paint scratched off of it, or what? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Maybe it's kind of scratched up, kind of scratched up a little bit. That's okay, man. As long as it, I guess, you could type in there and in the questionnaire area and type the guy, whoever's selling it. Uh, just ask him a few questions. You know everything to ask him, but just ask him, maybe how long he's had it. Has it been kept in a good environment, a smoke-free environment? Um, does it, is it still work at optimal? Does all the switches on it still work? Because it's got three different roll offs on it for bass frequency. It's just an amazing microphone, Sean. I mean, I can't go on how much I love mine, man. And they are going to be on every one of my recordings if I'm doing some drums or if I'm recording my acoustic guitar. Because this is the thing, it has this realism about it. It's hard to explain unless you hear it. And me and Dennis Rivadiniero were talking about this. He actually sit in with Mick Guzowski on. He was assistant engineer with Mick on all those albums that Mick and them did. Um, but me and Dennis were talking about it, and it has the smell to it. So when I first got my Electro Voice RE-20s, I opened them up, and it just has that vintage old smell to it, kind of like an old tube TV or something. And then we were talking about how nice the realism sounds when you get a good microphone. It's just it's nothing. There's nothing hyped, but it almost makes everything sound real, as if you're in the room listening. Yes, well used meaning scratched up. Notes say it does not use a stand. Okay, it does not use. It's from 1962. Okay, wow. So it is an older one. But you can find that connector. You may be able to change it out too, because on the back of that look, dude, hang on a sec. Will you hang on? I'll go in here and get the one that I got. I'm not going to take the one hanging behind the desk because I got to crawl up on my desk and pull it down. But I got the other one in here. And let me go get it. Hang in there with me, and I'm going to show you it. Okay, hang in there. I got to scoot out of the cockpit. Okay, man. Sliding back in here. Got to slide back in here, dude. All right. I'm not sure which one this is. So look, when you get it, or when I got this one, let me show you. Crimp it back up. Okay, here's the case. The case, look, it's nice, man. Look how nice the case is. It's steel. It's a heavy duty baby, man. It's got a handle on this side so you can carry it. And this is what it comes in, man. But look how good a condition the case is, man. It's got some dust on it because it's been sitting on the floor underneath my dresser in there. But look, man. Ah, beautiful. Okay. So enough with that. Let me show you. So it has two latches on it. So it's not coming open. I mean, it's not going to come open on you. Let me show you this, baby. So let me show you what on the inside of this. So here's a little card that came with mine. Look, this is from the. Look how old it is, man. Oh man, the smell. I open that case and I can smell the smell. So that's that still in the case. Insane, right? And then look, I want to show you. This is the original shock mount and whatnot. It shows you the roll offs in the different positions in the on the scale right there, the frequency 20 to 20. Check it out, man. Look, isn't that awesome? I don't know if you could see that or not. Let me show you the mic. Okay, so this is the mic right here, man. This is the baby. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful microphone, man. It just almost looks brand new. Show it to you. There's the capsule, the head. All these little ribs right here are for rejecting sound, from what I read anyway. There's the EV logo right there on the side with the Electro Voice on there on the front. Look how nice it is, man. I mean, you can almost see yourself in it, right? Because it's got Electro Voice and cursive writing. Then it's got the serial number and whatnot right there. Check this out, man. So right here, you've got your bass roll off. You got your impedance. So your impedance is 50, 150, and 250. Man, these guys were thinking way ahead of the game when they made this mic. Check this out. And then you got your bass roll offs right there. You see that? I don't know if you can see. Okay, so you have flat, the bass at flat, where I've got it set. I like flat. And then you have 1 and 2. Okay. And those were those curves where I was showing you each one drops off a little lower. Like a high pass filter would do. So then you got your impedance right there. And let's see on the back. This is what I was wanting to say. You see these 3 screws right there? This one almost looks like this one is. Hang on, let me look at it. I was going to say I could try to stab a XLR in there and see if it would fit, but it's kind of hard to tell just looking like that if this is the standard XLR or not, Sean. But what I was going to say was, you see these 3 screws right here? I bet you can take this off and you may be able to change that out. I'm not sure. I haven't never tried it, okay? So don't hold me to it, dude. But this one almost looks like this is probably the military connector in this one. So this is the older one. But yeah, this is probably the older mic right here. And how did you say you were using this mic? Oh man, oh dude, I love using this mic. I love using this mic on my acoustic guitar. I have not had a chance to use them on drums, but I have seen some old videos made in the 60s of I want to say Creedence Clearwater, where they have the one that's a little less expensive than this one right here. It's a different model number. And the dude had his drum kit mic with 2 of these on each side of the drum set, like this, on both sides. Ah, it sounded amazing, man. His kit sounded phenomenal, dude. But anyway, I love this microphone, man. I am going to be doing a lot of acoustic stuff. On my acoustic stuff, I'll probably have this one pointing around the 12th fret, and then I'll have another one on the body of the guitar, and I may even put one, near the hole, another pencil mic of some sort, or a condenser microphone, maybe even that AK-47. I haven't even used this baby on acoustic guitar yet, and I'm sure it's going to sound good. But man, I don't know if that microphone that you were looking at, Sean, looks this good. I mean, on that, what did you say you seen it on Reverb? Uh, but look, man, this baby is just super, super clean, man, and really does look like something right out of the a sci-fi movie or a Frankenstein movie or something. one of those, one of those old Frankenstein movies or something. You go in there and the scientists mads and they got all those bubbles and chemicals and test tubes and whatever rolling around. But I just think Electro Voice, to be honest with you, Sean, was way ahead of their daggum time, man. Um, in fact, let me tell you something about this. Now, there was a time that in one of my older videos that I did, I was talking about the EV 642, and a guy came on and said, "Hey, man, it was my dad who actually invented this microphone." And he put down in there, he still had one. It was in mint condition, da 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 da. And he appreciated that I was doing a little show and talking about it and everything. And it was just really kind of cool. I mean, I really did believe him. He was telling me things about the microphone and he said his dad was just a real humble person. And it's a shotgun that would be normally be used to mic from a distance. If so, are you backing it off further than you would with some other? Yes, I would say probably at least 6 foot from from the instrument itself. I want to say that's how far I was away from the instrument. But let me tell you something about this. Even though it's a shotgun microphone, you don't have to be a long ways away from the subject. And so I was thinking the same thing myself, Sean. And then when I got it, I actually did some videos, actually some YouTube videos where it's relatively close to me. I would say 2 foot, you know, just shining down like that on my face, on my mouth. And did some great sounding videos using this microphone. Some of my earlier videos, I was using this mic a lot in my videos, and so it is a shotgun mic, but you don't have to you know get too close or too far away. I want to say I was about 5 to 6 feet away from my Taylor whenever I was recording it, and it sounded great, man. Really, really good. The vocals sounded good. The Match 3 looks almost that clean. The single one is nowhere near that condition. Okay, the single one, when you say that, is that the one that is that the one that was put out in the early 60s, you were saying? The single one? Because I mean, they're just really, I'm telling you, man, I really, really enjoy this mic a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And I'll never get rid of my two. And when I pass away, dude, my son's gonna get them. You know what I mean? They're gonna be used. And I don't know, they just seem like they're getting harder to find. You know, especially the shock mounts. I don't know. What did everybody do with the shock mounts, dude? Did they throw them away or what, man? It's insane. So when I went to look for the shock mounts for mine, uh, I think I seen one. It was listed like $1,500, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me! $1,500 for the shock." So anyway, I ended up finding one relatively cheap. It was missing one of the bands on the front of it, and I ended up modifying some cables to do the same job, and then I ended up getting a MXL 990 shock mount for the other one, and it works fine too. So if you do get one, you can use that shock mount to hold it up for you. It's a really good mic, man. I enjoy it. I love it. So I am a mic lover, Sean. And look, it might be something you want to talk to that guy about if you can get a hold of him or email him. But here's the thing, I want to say this. If you're serious about getting one, if you're serious about getting one or you're contemplating about getting one, um, I'm not going to encourage you either way. You make your own decision whether you want to buy it or not. The 1961 for $300. Yeah. Okay. Well, you make your own decision on that, whether you want to buy it or not. I say if it works as it's intended to work, it's a good microphone. Okay. But you need to make sure you got a plug that will plug in the back of that baby and it fits, or you know where to get one. Okay. Because you don't want to have to be spending a lot of time trying to find round up a connector that'll fit in the back of that baby. But this is what I did want to say, and maybe that's why he's selling all three of them at that price. Maybe he's having a hard time finding a connector. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the situation. But here's the thing, man. It'll be a microphone you can use the rest of your life. If it sounds like it's intended to sound, you're gonna love it, man. You're gonna love this mic, dude. And it really is a nice, beautiful microphone, man. And it's heavy as a beast, man. It's heavy. I mean, you know you're holding something when you're holding this in your hand. So here's another thing I want to say. If you get this microphone and you do get a shock mount for it, Sean, you're going to need a bad to the bone uh, mic stand, okay, with casters and all on it. You know, a nice heavy mic stand that has, you know, three casters on it and whatnot. Um, because you're not going to be able to hang this, or at least I wouldn't trust it hanging from a, you know, $50 or $60 mic stand. I want to say the one that I have here, I spent around 300 or 400 bucks for it, and it's heavy duty, and it'll hold it up. It's actually the one that's holding my AK-47 here, and I really like it. You know, you can wheel it around in here and whatever, and I can hang, you know, a microphone from it with no problem. The one that I have up there is actually on a mic stand that I actually mounted. This is an old studio, an old house. So behind the wall, behind the paneling and whatnot, it has that shiplap wood. So it's, you know, I want to say this house was built 60 years ago, man. So anywhere you screw in the wall, you got wood. But anyway, I drilled holes in the bottom of my mic stand and put some heavy duty screws and mounted it up on the ceiling. And so I've got it up there, mounted up there. Kind of works really nice if I want to mic the room, you know, from there. But anyway, yeah, you definitely want to get a good mic stand. I mean, so you're looking at spending a little bit of money, man. Here's the thing: $300 is not a bad deal, Sean. If the mic, if he can guarantee it works as intended, all the little settings work on it, the bass roll offs work on it, the impedance, everything works on it. Okay, because you know if everything was working on it, it's, you know, it's going to sound pretty much like it's intended to sound, and you're going to get a good mic. They're getting hard to find, man. I mean, all the old vintage microphones, it just seems like they're getting harder and harder to find in good condition, right? You can find a lot of them vintage microphones that isn't in good condition, but the ones that are in good condition, somebody collectors are holding on to them. You know what I mean? And they sound amazing. They just have a sound that a lot of these new microphones don't have. And a lot of it has to do with, you know, the manufacturers went out of business or they sold to another manufacturer. So someone else is making the capsules now. Like all your AKG microphones isn't the same as it was, you know, back in the day, the OC12 mics, you know, they're shaped like this right here, real long, and they were green, you know, and so the capsules are made in different places, and the material that they're making things out of just isn't as good as they used to be. And that's why you can run across old vintage microphones that still works 30, 40 years later and sounds amazing, man. I get pumped up about it because I love microphones, man. I really do. It's like that's like my thing and has been ever since I started recording back way back in the day, man. Before there was even dolls and computers to record on, I was recording on reel to reel stuff, man, using all analog gear. I don't know, but I just fell in love. One of the first microphones that I ever sang in that just completely just changed my world, Sean, was because I was used to singing through 58s, 57s, and stuff like that, mainly 58s. And I want to say, what was that other mic that it was pretty good. It was a pretty good microphone anytime. But anyway, they were dynamic microphones. And then a friend of mine came over with his Sony, an old Sony condenser microphone with the gray. It had gray on it. I can't even think of the name of that one, man. But it was a really, really old microphone condenser. And I just like, oh my gosh, man. But ever since I sang through a condenser, that Sony condenser mic, I was hooked on microphones. I knew that microphones made a difference. as to how you sounded, whether, whether it had a realism to it or whether you were just, it was a hyped up mic, you know what I mean? And you can tell the difference. And so anyway, I started collecting mics ever since that day, man. I was just went out and started one day, one at a time, man, and started collecting microphones. And but I love them all, and I think if you own a studio, Sean, and especially even if you're just doing a lot of stuff on your own, if you're doing a lot of stuff on your own, that's cool too, man, because you're gonna want to swap out your mics and change for different applications or different songs, or maybe you get a mix where you have a lot of different instruments, and you have a hard time getting your mic to pop through the mix, and you put your high pass filter on there and you start moving and rolling more and more and more that low end off until finally there's no meat in the middle anymore. All you hear is the top end. What's nice is whenever you can find that right microphone that's suitable for that song that you're having trouble for your voice to pop without having to do all that shaving off, and you can hear the difference. It just sounds whenever you put the right mic in there, you go, yeah, this is the mic I'm gonna use for the track. So having a lot of different microphones to choose from is just a good thing in your arsenal, man. And I love them, man. Like I say, I can't reiterate enough how much I love microphones because they make a difference in your tunes, man. They really make a difference. And so anyway, yeah, check that out, Sean. You might want to write him, write those guys, and see, if they can, if there's any kind of warranty on it or whatever, if you buy it, or I don't know, I don't know. You know what to ask them. But hang on a second. Yeah, $300 is not a bad thing, man. That's really not a bad thing to get to find you an old vintage microphone for $300, dude. I mean, uh, it's really not a bad price for a nice vintage microphone to have. And here's the thing, dude. Even if you buy it at 300 and you use it for 2 years or whatever, and you decide you don't want it, you can always sell it again. You can always sell it. Uh, and maybe you might run across a more cleaner one. I don't know. I mean, look at the case on this one, man. I mean, I don't even really see any scratches on this thing, man. Here's what this is what I know. This microphone, you can guarantee that back in the day, I want to say I read an article that uh when they came out, it was almost like spending around $3,000 for it, brand new. So, the dollar could buy you a lot more back then, right? So, but it was a lot of money for them guys. So the people that were buying these microphones, Sean, were mainly people who were doing movie production stuff and recording and filming in the film industry. And so you can bet your high dollar here, baby, that this microphone was on some cast, on some show, and it was being used on some sitcom, Hee Haw or I Dream of Jeannie, or I don't know, any of those shows back in the day. And so this is what's cool. Who all walked underneath this microphone and recorded underneath this mic and on the TV shows that you and I watched. Insane, man. Just insane to think that. And to think that, you have one in your possession now, and so it's just, I kind of think just stuff like that, I don't know. But really the mic sounds great, and that's why I fell in love with this mic. Um, but whoever had this one, it went in the case and it got shoved, it got pushed in the mic locker somewhere at some set or something. They took really good care of it. But anyway, man, thank you for joining in, Sean. Man, look, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be coming on tomorrow night. I'll be doing the shootout with, I don't know, the 55 and the 57. And we're going to see which one sounds good between those two. And I've got some other microphones. We're going to be doing some shootout. This week, I'm answering questions. And I need to get back with Teddy. And one night during this week, I'm gonna do a video on different kind of dolls that's out there, and then maybe a type of doll that he might want to start out on. But so that's this week is pretty much planned out as how what videos and what I'm gonna be talking about and whatnot. But that's what this channel is about. It's about learning recording techniques, everything from using pink noise to whatever. And so it's about learning how to, just recording stuff. And it's also about unboxing stuff because I'm getting new stuff all the time. I'm actually having people look. Let me show you what this dude sent the other night, man. A guy named James sent me this mic the other night, and I actually used it. I've never had a blue microphone, Sean. Look at this. It's an entry level mic. Okay, it's an entry level microphone that Blue puts out. But he got on here, man. And he was saying, "Thank you so much for encouraging me." He went through a bad divorce, and I'm always trying to encourage people: get in your studio, man, and record. Just don't, shut the door, tell everybody else, leave me alone. I'm gonna record some tracks tonight. Don't bother me. Da 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 da. So I'm always encouraging people to get in their studio and record and whatnot. Do what you love. So anyway, he writes into me and says, "Man, thank you so much. I was really bummed out, da da da, but you encouraged me to get back in my studio, and now I'm in my studio. And look what Mikey sent me, man. He sent this to me. I mean, it's just the idea that he sent it to me, right? I mean, that was the last thing I was expecting, but it's a beautiful mic, man. And here's the thing: I put it up the other night and was talking through this microphone, man. It sounds bad as well. Blue's been out a long time, man. I want to say, what around 2000 they came out or started making mics. But I've never even owned one. I've owned every other mic under the sun, but I've never owned a Blue. And anyway, I just thought it was a kick in the butt that the guy sent this to me, man. They want to look at Reaper. I know, a great doll for 60. I know. Is it $60 now? Because it seemed like, or maybe that's for the licensed one. I don't know. I need to check into that before I do that video. So it's $60. But yeah, it is a great doll for $60, man. I can't believe it, man. We did some great stuff. And here's the thing I liked about Reaper was it accepts other types of plugins within no hiccups. We didn't have any hiccups. All my Wave plugins work perfectly on Reaper. No problem. It was easy putting them in. It was easy finding them. And it was easy using them, man. And so I loved it, man. For $60, dude. I mean, come on. That'll get you rocking and rolling right away, man. And it was easy to navigate through. And so yeah. So man, we're gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be doing the show on that, Sean. And I appreciate you joining tonight, man. We have got a lot of great things going on here at Audio Master. Look, I wanted to tell you, man, that was very nice of him to send. I know, no kidding, right? I know. So this is what I did, dude. And if you want, man, I'll send you a shirt. If you want a shirt, I'll send you a shirt, Sean. You just gotta look. This is what you do. Go to my Facebook group, find Audio Master in Facebook group, okay, and subscribe to the channel, and then you can message on the messenger. You can private message me, and if you want an Audio Master T-shirt, man, I'll send you one in the mail, dude. And they're hot. They're really good. They're this it's made out of this I don't know, it's called a tri blend material. So it's super, super stretchy. I mean, the arm, everything's straight and it's super cool. So anyway, I did a first run of all black ones, black and white, and I gave them all away. And now I'm down to the red, white, and blue ones. It's got the blue stars here, and it's got the blue stars there, kind of tie in with right here. And then it's got the YouTube over here on this side on the arm. Um, but they're nice shirts, man. They're really, really nice. So if you subscribe to the channel and send me your a mailing address, you want me to send you a shirt, dude. All I have, I think, left of these are larges, but a large will fit a big guy and a small guy. I mean, because they're just super, super stretchy. But if you want one, man, I'll send you one free, no charge. Okay. How's that, man? You can't beat a free T-shirt. Maybe if it doesn't fit you, someone in your family might want to wear it or whatever. But they're awesome shirts, man. But anyway, we're gonna be coming on between 7. I want to say 7 and 8 tomorrow night. It just depends on how my day goes, man. I've got a book coming out, dude, and I've been dealing with the publisher and proofing, and it's just insane all the stuff that you have to do that to get it to go to fly. And so I don't know exactly what time I'm gonna get on here, Sean, but just be looking for me. If you, I want to say if you slam the bell, it'll notify you when I come on. But just be looking for me, man, because we got some good stuff. I'm gonna be doing some good stuff, and especially doing that shootout between that 55 and 57. It's gonna be interesting to see which one, because I just got that 55 in. I've had my 57 forever, but I just got this new 55, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Oh, this is what I wanted to share with you before I rock and roll. This mic right here, when I first got it, um, the plosives in it was terrible. I mean, really bad. So you know what I did do is I opened it up. There's four screws. There's two at the top and two at the bottom, and you undo those four screws, and this whole hood comes off. And I stuffed it full of popping material over that capsule, and now you can get up close and work the microphone as it should. You should be able to work, and it actually sounds better. And I told the guy the other day, I said, "Well, I think I broke my warranty on it." Because I ordered that keyboard, right? I said, "I think I broke my warranty on my 55." He says, "Why?" I said, "Because I opened it up and stuffed it full of material, and it needed it, man." So anyway, he laughed. He says, "No, you didn't. You didn't break the warranty." I was like, "Okay, well, cool." Pleasure chatting with you. I already joined the Facebook group. I'll message you. Message me, man, and I'll go put you a shirt. Give me your address. I'll put it in the mail tomorrow for you. How about that, man? I'll go mail it off tomorrow. I'll send it to you. I don't know, just regular mail or whatever address you give it to me, man. I'll send you one tomorrow. If you set that address in tonight, I'll check it later on after I eat. It's already 10:15 here. After I get something to snack on anyway, and I'll send it out to you tomorrow and message you and give you the tracking number so you can track it. How about that, man? Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate chatting with you too, man. And for the rest of you guys, thank you so much for joining in, and we will see you tomorrow.